Hi guys, T here, checking in with just like a regular spur-of-the-moment vlog kind of thing. I don't know if you guys will be interested in this at all. Just wanted to check in with you guys and see what was going on and kind of update you on what I've been up to lately. I was very surprised and very happy that a bunch of you checked in on Library Owl, which was really cool. I didn't know if that would be just kind of shat on or if anybody at all would show up, but it passed, 400, 500, 600 views. Very cool. The average D&D story usually hits like 1,000, sometimes 1,700, but it's the beginning of a new series, beginning of a new chapter for me, so it's very different from what I usually did. So while we put D&D stories to rest and open a new project, a new series, I was very happy to see that some of you guys came to check it out. About roundabouts half or roundabouts a third of you came to see and seemed to like it, so we're going to continue on with there. I'm already working on the second part of that series. It needs its own artwork, obviously, and the story has yet to be written, but I'm limiting myself for these Library Owl episodes. I'm limiting myself to like around 5,000 words. That way each story can be one video and stand on its own. So it'd be like the Twilight Zone or Tales from the Crypt or Ripley's Believe It or Not. You've kind of got Library Owl as your host and the meta story going on there, plus, the flavor of the day, whatever the written story is. I thought that'd be kind of a cool format to go with that. So it draws inspiration from those things. What else have we been doing on? I just released Shield Maiden, number 17. I know that doesn't get nearly as much attention as I want it to, because I don't know anybody that's super into comic books. I can't like push it their way and be like, hey, show all your comic buddies this. Because I work really hard on it and nobody seems to really like it beyond a very small number of my subscribers. So we're 17 issues in now, issues, quote unquote. We're 17 issues in right now, and it's a labor of love, and I really do love it. So I'm trying to get more eyes on it, but that's really hard to do. What else? I finished Final Fantasy VII Remake, Part 1, I guess, today. So, spoilers ahead for what I'm about to say. I liked it and I didn't like it, it was amazing. I loved all the voice actors. Everybody sounded exactly like I wanted them to sound like. The world was beautiful. The story was intact. It had a lot of padding, though. Just a lot of padding. I was like, when are we gonna get there? We're supposed to go do this, and it takes us 3 or 4 hours to get there. There were, not since, Beyond Divinity, that the second game in the Divinity series, have I seen so much padding that had nothing to do with the story. Yeah, a lot of it was to flesh out the setting and let you connect with the locals and things like that, kind of build a name for yourself, but it's a lot of padding, just so much padding. When we finally kind of got the story rolling, it got way more exciting, but man, oof. It takes a while to get going, and I didn't like the summoning system. You can use your materia and slot them into your weapons or whatever to summons like you can in any other Final Fantasy game, but you don't get to pick when you summon. There's this little gauge that, sometimes it comes up, most of the time it doesn't come up, and it'll decide when you're allowed to summon something or not. And I was like, why do we have these conversations then? It used to be, if you put the materia in your weapon, you could spend a bunch of mana, because it was a big attack, and you could summon that summon when you wanted. But no, you don't get to pick that anymore. Of course, they moved the materia slot to be separate from everything else. So it's like, all weapons have a few materia slots, and then an extra materia slot to one side that's just for summoning. So I guess that's an okay trade-off, but I was kind of, not sure I like that. because I'm a big fan of Shiva. I'm a big fan of Bahamut. I'm a big fan of Big Brother, Little Brother. I forget what they're actually called. Two brothers or whatever they are. The ones that play rock, paper, scissors. I forget which Final Fantasy that's from. Those are my favorite summons, but you don't get to pick when you summon. You have to wait for the game to tell you it's okay. But the combat was spectacular. You know, the combat system took a long time to get used to, but by the time I was 30 or 40 hours in, I was switching characters and lining up attacks and moving people out of harm's way, jump to another character, do their thing, jump to another character, run into melee with this guy, jump to another character. It felt very natural, and it kept it very fast and furious. By the time you get used to it, it's a very beautiful, like high-octane, like action RPG, and I really like it. Not quite Kingdom Hearts, but really close to it, I guess. Because in Kingdom Hearts you can't switch characters, but it felt kind of like that, but just with more oomph behind it, because it's meant to be taken a little more seriously. What else have I been up to? I've been reading more manga lately. I know this is my comic book shelf right here. I know I've got Full Metal Alchemist, Saga, Batman, Hellboy. I finished Sandman a while back, I was telling you guys. And what have I been reading lately? You can't see my top shelf. I've been reading Beastars, you know, that furry manga that's taking the world by storm right now, because it's actually really deep and interesting as far as like sociology, religion, sexual identity, etc., stuff goes on. There's a lot of layers to this hidden under all these furry characters. The 6th volume just came out, and I think it's Netflix that has the animated series. It just came out and just hit the world like a bombshell, and everybody loves it. So I've been getting these, and the manga volumes, I think they're up to like 17 now. I have 6 of them, and as far as coming out in English, these come out like every 2 months. So I've been getting one of these every 2 months. I've also been reading High School DxD, which is borderline porn, but it's borderline porn. Nobody ever actually has sex, but there's a lot of nudity, a lot of pervy battles and magic and girls with big boobs, and it's a guilty pleasure. It's you know, it's a deep fried, you know, corn dog on a stick dipped in honey and butter. It's not good for you, but darn doesn't it taste good. Apparently there's only like 11 of these. I think the series is actually done now, because you can order like a box set. I've got 5 of them, and I've just kind of been ordering one now and then when I feel like it. They're actually quite a bit smaller than regular manga is, but they're not $15 or $20 a piece. They're only like $12 a piece, so page number per payoff, it's about the same, I guess. What else did I have? I got Mob Psycho 100, which I understand is very well written, but I hate the art style. It's just not pleasant to look at. It's not fun visually speaking, and when your format is a comic book, it's just, ugh, it hurts my eyes. You know, I'd rather read this as a novel than anything else. I got the Monster Hunter Flash Hunter manga because my wife loves Monster Hunter. She has like 650 hours in Monster Hunter World. She's obsessed with it. Not since World of Warcraft have I heard of somebody playing a game for so many hours that it's, oof. I can't play it because we can't play together without getting like another PS4 or whatever. But I watch her play now and then, and it seems like she's always fighting like the same like fucked up dinosaur thing, whether they blow up or shoot acid or lightning or whatever. But I get it. It's interesting. It's fun to watch. But not my thing, really. What else have I been up to? I've been doing a lot of gardening lately. I tore out my flower beds to put new mulch down today, so everything in my yard looks nice and pretty and trimmed. My lilacs have doubled in size. They used to be up to my shin, now they're up to my chest. So they're loving the sunshine this year. They're supposed to grow like 12 or 18 inches every year until they reach like a 6 or 8 feet height. Then they grow out. So, I was reading the instructions and it said, make sure these are like 6 to 8 feet apart because they will grow into monsters. I was like, this tiny little thing? I don't know about that. And then, 1 year later, they've doubled in size. So if they keep doing that, in 5 years, they're going to be touching each other anyway. So the back fence of my yard is only, 40, 50 feet. And it's taken up by the garage and the tool shed. In fact, I can show you, actually, since you're not going to see the street I live on or anything. Let me point it down at my yard. I don't know if you'll be able to see this very well. Yeah, that's my backyard. So you can see my lilacs way down there. Come on, camera, focus through the grate. I guess it can't, but those 3 lilacs are apparently going to take up that entire fence row in like a few years, which is very hard for me to believe, but given how quickly they've grown this year, it might be a thing that happens. I don't know. Get back on the stand, you stupid camera. Oh, it's facing that way, sorry. Okay. See, aren't you glad I usually have a static cam when I set up all my stuff and don't mess with the camera while I'm talking? Anyway, what else am I doing right now? Just going to work and coming home. Minneapolis is on fire. Police officers, please stop killing black people for no reason. Please. Please. I mean, I chop vegetables for a living. I can't really do anything about it. And Minneapolis is about an hour's drive, or maybe 2 hours drive from here. So it's not going to come this far from the city, but please stop killing people. I feel like that's not something that should... Anyway, there's too many people talking about this right now. I'm staying out of the way and keeping my head down and trying not to get swept up in the firestorm. So, what else? What am I working on right now? I've already got the next Shield Maiden like 90% done. It's still going to be like a once a month thing because Conrad Ortega is a very expensive artist. So he draws good stuff, but goddamn, he's expensive. And I want to keep the same artist throughout the series so that it looks like it's the same set of characters. It's the same set of colors and style, etc., etc. You always want to kind of keep that when you're doing like a comic book format. I'm working on the next Library Owl. I'm working on a project that's going to be coming out a long time from now that I can't really talk about yet, but it has to do with October, like a spooky theme kind of thing for October. I'm going to be working on that all summer. What else? I've been watching a lot of Adventure Game Geek lately. Dude just celebrated his 50th episode, and I think he's still got like less than 1,000 or less than 1,500 subscribers. He works so hard on those reviews and has his own like dry British humor. You should definitely check him out. I'll link him in the description below. Go look at his work because it's really fun and interesting, and he just doesn't have enough eyes on him. He's so talented. I think that's pretty much it, Like I said, Shield Maiden, Library Owl, just finished Final Fantasy VII. My wife's birthday was a couple days ago. Manga. During all this quarantine crap, I've just kind of been trying to keep my head down and stay clean, stay fresh, take care of what's mine, and the people around me that I have to be in contact with, and keep your spirits up, all that good stuff. So I just wanted to check in and do a vlog. So I might do another one of these every couple of weeks or something. Now that I'm not doing D&D stories anymore, you know, there's one Shield Maiden every month, and there's maybe one Library Owl every month. You know, I'm not really a Let's Player. I could do another Let's Play, but I don't want to annoy people with daily posts because that's not the kind of channel this is, so I'm kind of on the fence about that. So I figured, hey, maybe people will listen to a vlog so they can see what I'm up to. Whee! Anyway, that's all I've got to say for now, so I'll see you guys later. Bye!